What's going on, Gas Gang? Today we are back down at Auto Talk. As you see, the Honda Integra DC5 is behind me, and it is a reason you guys have not seen it in so long. It's time to come clean and tell you guys the truth. Let's get it. Welcome to Officially Gas. Let's get it. Right guys, so as the intro said, and you know, I've probably titled the thumbnail something to do with the cost this car has cost to repair it. And I know it's all sounded very dramatic, and it kind of has been very dramatic. We left off with this car after we showed you the rectification where we broke the drive shafts, went for the 1,000 horsepower insane drive shafts, and we were gonna go to an OG battle. Well, the reason you guys never saw that OG battle is because the car broke, and it broke badly. It pretty much went bang. However, maybe not in the way you think. So what I won't do is talk too much, but I just want to set the scene. We did go down to the OG battles. The car was there. We were doing some warm-ups, and I'm not going to tell you what car we were going to race because that car might still be a potential race. We're doing some warm-ups, and unfortunately no cameras were rolling. However, I did have Alex Collins, shout out to Alex Collins, in the passenger seat for one run, and I'll show you how it was kind of moving. I'll put that up now. So as you see, the car was moving all great. However, I think it was 2 more pulls after that, and when it was rolling, in the gear change from second to third, it all went wrong. Now, I'm not gonna tell you exactly what went wrong. We're going to speak to Josh down here at Auto Talk about that, but I just want you guys to know it's been a long road, and I wanted to make sure the car was rectified before I showed you what was broken, if that makes sense. And we've got a lot more on top of that. And at the end of this video, guys, we're going out to try and send it. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Josh, welcome back to the channel, brother.
Thanks, mate.
Oh man, it's been dramatic, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
However, to give us a bit more of an insight as to what broke and then what has been replaced, amounting to obviously this kind of huge repair bill. Do you want to talk us through your take on it?
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I was there on a day.
Yeah.
Luckily, we'd traded the car up because it was the first time I was ever going to actually use it on an event, you know, launching it, etc. Managed to get a few runs in, and then basically the inevitable happened, unfortunately, where the transfer box decided to leave a building. At first, I thought the transfer box had actually failed because from the sidelines, you're looking at it, and all I saw was just a gush of fluid and this transfer box flinging around underneath the car. And
also, that is the weak point on these, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I'd stated in previous videos, the next thing to go, if anything goes, would be the bloody transfer box. Yeah. And I was in the same opinion that hopefully it was just a transfer box, but
yeah. It weren't until basically I started winching it onto a trailer, I looked underneath, and I could see that what had happened is the transfer box hadn't failed. It actually ripped itself out of bell housing on the gearbox. So underneath the car, you can see along here basically, when I looked underneath to begin with, this was just hanging down with bits of the gearbox still attached to it. So some of the bolts had come out, some of them had bent, some of them were ripped, but basically this had ripped itself out of the box. Mate. Which is an indicator of something in the driveline had locked up, or what was holding this to the transfer box had failed, and the transfer box had started to back off and then got to a point where it ripped itself out. Yeah. So it's quite difficult to try and work out which one it was. Yeah. Was it something up here causing the transfer box to push itself out, or was it something the driveline had locked up? Yeah. So that could be like a rear diff failure or a viscous that locked up to 100%. That's why the viscous is there, so it's not 100% front to rear. Basically, it was gearbox out, you know, subframe down, get it out, get it inspected, have a look. We knew it needed a new bell housing, but whilst we opened the box up for ourselves to have a look at, found a couple of issues in the box, basically wear and tear items because it was a used box. And this is the thing, it wasn't anything to do with the failure, right? This is just on top of insult to injury. This is one of them where when you start looking, you start finding stuff, unfortunately. We always suspected behind the scenes fifth gear was a little bit noisier than it should have done. We confirmed that when we opened it up. We found fifth gear to be quite heavily damaged, basically. But then you got in touch with Momentum Motorsport.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Andrew because he did. He really looked after me on this one.
Yeah, really good
Very,
guy.
very knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, so he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So I've had a few conversations with Andrew actually, and we've just been double checking a few things with the car because he's been on board helping out, etc.
Yep.
So we're feeling a little bit more confident this time.
Yeah, it went away to Quaife, kind of via Momentum Motorsport for a rebuild. And talking about this money that kind of amounts to over 10 grand. So I got the gearbox back from a rebuild, and guys, £4,500 for a rebuild. What it wasn't, I just didn't pay £4,500 and get nothing back. There's a lot of that went into it. However, moving on to the transfer box. Now, people will probably see we have a shiny Drag Cartel billet transfer box bolted in a place where the cast one used to be. Now, we didn't have to do this, but after breaking something as badly as it broke, I'm just trying to foolproof everything now. Yeah. So we went for this. We went for a lot more inside
Basically, that transfer box is as built as you can get it. Like 7-second, 8-second Hondas that are going very fast.
Yeah.
That is what they're running.
Yeah.
That has got billet transfer gears. That drives the transfer box from the box itself off the diff.
Yep.
So that's got upgraded gears themselves.
Yep.
It has got, I think, the billet shafts.
Yep.
PPG hypoid gears.
That's it.
And then you have a billet out of itself.
Yeah. So this will take abuse.
Just that is what is a lot of money.
Yeah. So again, guys, another £4,500 for that transfer box. And a massive shout out to Javier from TRC because obviously, in fact, big up yourself, brother. You pointed me in the direction of a Magnus slipper clutch. So we fitted a Magnus slipper clutch.
Well, they actually call it a launch control device, but it's just a slipper solenoid. And what it does is it just slows down the rate at which the fluid returns when you have engaged the clutch. So it's up here. I had to make a space for it because there's not a lot of space for this anymore. Yeah. But what that does is basically intercepts the line that go from a master cylinder to the slave.
Yeah.
And it's electronically activated, the solenoid itself. So when that is activated, that is what then slows your pedal coming back after you've released it, say in a launch scenario.
Yeah.
And then this little valve up here is basically the adjustment on how fast or how slow that pedal comes back to you, so how much of slip you're going to have.
Yeah.
So if you have too much and you try and launch on too much slip, you'll just slip a clutch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you have too much, then you'll really shock the drivetrain.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of dialing in to come into it. I think you went for the Pro version as well, so you got more refinement in the dial, itself, rather than it being quite coarse. It's a bit more finer.
Yeah.
So most people, also what they sort of explain on any sort of advertisement is to have it on a switch, basically, of some sort, so you can activate it. But as you are on Cyvex, you might as well use it. So this is set up now that it will only work above a certain RPM, only in first gear and in a certain cow position. So it won't affect your normal day-to-day driving in it or manoeuvring around, etc. It will only work when you're in launch. Yeah.
Cool. So guys, we are pretty much sorted, and that was about over £500 plus taxes, delivery, and then obviously fitting, we're up over £10,000 now just to get it back to where it kind of should have been. However, now we are.
It's strong.
It's stronger. You know what? Now I've got to move on to something that I usually wouldn't talk about on the channel, and it's not in my nature to do things like this, but there was a massive hold up on this car being complete. Now, you probably haven't seen this car for over 2 months. About a month and a week of that, so 5 weeks, was down to a company that I'm going to call out, and they're called AKD Built. So first off, I just want to say shame on you, AKD Built. They are a company in America who do a lot of stuff when it comes to Civics. I've heard bad things about them, but they were the only people who sold what we needed at the time, which was viscous plates for the viscous, and we've done a full rebuild on the viscous. So basically, before I go into telling you exactly how upset I am with them and why you should not trust them, Josh, shall we speak about what we replaced?
Yeah, they're the old plates, they're the damaged ones, they're the ones that are warped, damaged, can't really reuse them, don't really want to use them, do you know what I mean, don't want to risk it. Couldn't find anything online about replacing them or getting replacements. There was one option. That's what I put towards you and left with yourself. After that sort of falling through and not having any other option, we decided to look forward into making them ourselves. So through a friend of a friend, got recommended a company, etc. Down in Marlow, so we went to them. They do water cutting and laser cutting, and basically they've made us these plates, which are just replicas of what was in there before, but undamaged straight. Same thicknesses, made out of stainless steel, and the only differences between the two of them is probably the material, but this being stainless and we've worked out this is basically like a mild steel that's coated.
Yep.
So this shouldn't be any problem whatsoever.
Got ya. Cool. So yeah, with that said, guys, I better kind of elaborate on where we're going with this. So AKD built, once again, the company, I'll just give a brief story in it because I don't want to talk too much, but I just want to alert people and perhaps the little guy who doesn't have a voice when they get kind of swindled or mugged off by companies like this. Long story short, we've been waiting on these plates for a long time. They caused the full hold up of this. Now, I put the order in, the parts said they were in stock. I ordered the parts. A week after, I had had no kind of, let's say, email or alert to say that they've been shipped or even my sale has been acknowledged. So I dropped the guy a message on Instagram. He got back to me very quickly. And yeah, he said, unfortunately, we don't have them in stock. We'll have them in a few days. Long story short, this went on for about 3 weeks. And it's really weird because they say they fabricate stuff. So it's kind of not AKD built, it's AKD not built, but you know, just sell it on. I messaged him one weekend and he said I was harassing him just for me asking after 3.5 weeks and only 3 messages in that time where my parts are. And basically then threatened to refund me my money instead of giving me the part. And obviously he knew he had me by the balls, and because they thought they were the only ones who made them, he knew he had me by my balls. So basically, long story short, after a little bit of backwards and forwards and me basically saying, okay, let's wait and see what happens, he goes, you know what? No, I think I'm gonna refund you your money. And he sent my money back. So he basically knew what he was doing. He made me wait that long. They didn't have the parts in stock, and then went on to rant about me on his Instagram, block me, and even screenshot my details of the order onto his Instagram, which is obviously data protection and things like that, my full name, and said he cancelled me. No, in fact, he fired me as a customer. Since he'd done that to me, I spoke to other people and spoke to them about their experiences, and I haven't heard anyone with a good experience. So AKD built, we're calling them hashtag AKD not built. And finally, guys, for anyone doubting whether they can get these viscous plates anywhere else but AKD not built, look no further. We are from a place called Great Britain, and we fabricate stuff. And we can do it ourselves. And guys, look, we're not even gonna talk too much because what we do wanna do is get out in this car, right? Yeah. And we want to launch it on camera because we need to dial in this slipper. So I am feeling so much pressure right now, yeah? And I know Josh is too, right? Because as I say, this is Josh's baby as much as it is mine. And so far, the track record hasn't been great with me breaking it. So we're gonna do it on camera because this time I said when it breaks, it has to be on camera. It wasn't last time, and we're just gonna send it, right?
Yeah. No,
so
we're gonna stick some fuel in it.
That's it.
I'm gonna take the laptop.
Yep.
We're gonna go.
Are you wearing your lucky pants?
I'm wearing something lucky.
So am I. All right, well, let's get into it. Guys, this is scary, man. Like, obviously, you know how much this rebuild just cost. And then, like, I think one day we'll do a talk about how much this car has cost to build, but it's not cheap. And my track record driving this and breaking this is not good. Obviously, you guys know what happened the last time we launched it. And last time I drove it, you know, so both times it's broke. So it's tricky. It's we don't know. It should be able to take it now. We got the Magnus slipper, I think, right now. So basically, just to let people know what we're doing, we're just trying to dial in the launch, as in how much slip it gives you when we pull away. Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna get into launch. We're gonna basically launch him first.
Yep.
And see how it behaves. At the moment, the slipper is set up for like not a massive amount of slip.
Yep.
Quite a bit. So you don't want to end up running into territory of snatching the drivetrain.
Yeah.
You'd rather build yourself up to it, sort of thing. And it also comes down to your relationship with how you release the clutch as well.
Yes,
you know, whether you're like properly just dropping it or whether you're just slowly releasing it. Yeah. This is where this device helps out because you can get away with being a little bit like repeatable, just dropping it.
Yep.
We're going to try it out with like basically feathering it out on a quicker note, if that makes sense. You might even be able to take your clutch foot away and just let the pedal come up with it if it's quite a slow release on it. Yeah, test it from there. We have just driven here.
Yes, yeah, I've been ripping. I've got a few pulls in it off camera. She seems like she's driving pretty well, but we have not launched it. I said the next time I'm launching this, because we missed it last time when it broke, it's got to be on camera, guys. You know, for entertainment value and just because I need to document this. Yeah. So we're going to do it. Also, some people were saying don't flat foot shift into second if the wheels are spinning. I'm going to try and flat foot shift it. I mean, that's probably preference. I know it doesn't sometimes like it if you're flat foot shifting going through into second, but that's only if it's spinning. We're hoping it's not going to spin so much.
Going from a launch, by the time, with how ballistics works and how it's set up, it shouldn't be spinning by the time you get to the top of first.
Okay.
If it is, it shouldn't be that much to affect it.
Okay.
We shall see.
Guys, pray for us. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so first launch. Wish us luck. You ready, yeah? Alright, let's go. Okay. Alright. That went alright. A little bit of bounce there and a little bit of
popping.
Yeah, so what was that like? It felt like they kind of maybe I was touching the stick a little bit and it was...
I think because during our whole situation, I think you keep your hand on the
thing, on the
stick.
Yeah, which basically puts ignition cut in.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Oh man, alright.
We'll go and watch back ourselves.
Yeah, and see what that was. Alright, cool. So we survived one?
Yeah.
We're going again. Alright, round 2. Let's go. Alright, so what that felt like there is the clutch, I can feel the clutch coming up really slowly, and it seemed to be doing the popping and banging when the clutch was still coming up.
Yeah.
So maybe it needs to come up quicker.
Yeah, I'm not going to adjust it.
Yeah? Bro, we survived 2. Kinda there.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but we survived. It's rapid once it starts going. Alright guys, bear with us. We'll do a little bit of an adjustment and yeah, we'll be back. Alright guys, wish us luck. Alright, ready? Didn't feel too happy. Alright, let's go again. It's like cutting on the shift into second. Like a bit scabby through first and then cutting.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it pinned.
That's alright.
Maybe I shouldn't flat foot shift it. Maybe that's...
No, we'll pull over, we'll have a look.
Let's give this a try then.
We shall see.
Alright. Still a little bit like it's holding on to launch control.
Yeah.
What we got off, there was no box. It felt a little bit better. Hard to say.
Yeah.
The clutch seems like it is coming up quite slowly to meet me. I don't know.
Still?
Yeah, I don't know. It just, I drop it and then kind of maybe because I'm a bit like in panic mode, I'm like, where's the clutch? And I can gradually feel it come up and meet me.
Well, what I think we will do is, we know it's working.
Yeah.
We can now refine it.
Yes.
With Remain, etc.
That's it.
In a more controlled environment. Sort of thing where you can proper nail it.
Yeah.
I'll send this down looks off to Remain.
Yeah.
Get it sorted.
Yeah.
And, you might even be able to be available on one of your test days.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll come down, but you might be able to do it remotely.
Yeah, for real. Alright, well guys, listen, we tried, we sent it, we done it on camera. We're not quite there, nothing broke, it's solid, bro. Thank you for all your hard work.
No problem.
As he said, we're going to send these logs away to Romain from Bracecow and let him do his magic. Unfortunately, we won't be able to show you a crazy launch, but look, the main thing is just to test that it works, and hopefully we're giving you the content you guys need. And honestly, for me, it seems like it's coming together properly. So yeah, bro, once again, bro, you're the man. Massive shout out to Auto Talk. Massive shout out to Javier from TRC, Momentum Motorsport, and once again, hashtag AKD not built. Guys, subscribe and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. All right, guys, we weren't gonna leave like that. Let's do a proper pull. Just one. Second gear. Full boost from second gear. Ready? All right, let's go. All right. And that's how you end it. Bye, bro.
Yeah.